Hey, yo, what's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy, Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, man, we're going to be talking about the Dallas Cowboys losing to the Houston Texans 34-10 in an embarrassing fashion in the last quarter of the game. It was a little bit close to begin with. It was 17-10 at halftime. Then come out the half, they scored 3 points. It's 20-10, and then that debacle that happened in the fourth quarter where not CJ Stroud, but Cooper Rush, he gets strip sacked, and then um, Tyler Guyton picks up the ball and he tries to run with it. Jalen Petrie knocks him out. The ball's flying up in the air. Then Denico Archie picks it up and scores a touchdown. So really, after that, the game was over. But I didn't have much confidence in our team winning. But I am going to talk about some of the positives that were in today's game and moving forward what the Dallas Cowboys should be doing that they're not doing right now. So before we hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys like the video. Subscribe if you're new, comment, and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content. For the most part, the Dallas Cowboys, the things I'm going to talk about positively about the Dallas Cowboys was that the Dallas Cowboys were able to throw the football. I didn't think that we're going to have a good time throwing the football because I wasn't going to think that we were going to be able to protect up front. In fact, I was proud of the offensive line. I know that there was some leaks throughout the game today, but that was mainly in the fourth quarter when the game was already over, and we had the debacle. I just was talking about how Cooper Rush got strip sacked. Tyler Guyton picked it up. He fumbled. Then they scoop and scored off that, and then the game was 27-10. And then Houston Texans, they got the ball at the end, and then they scored another touchdown to pour it on you, and to make a mockery of you. But nothing much for me really as that. But I feel like the offensive line, for the most part, did their job. Outside of Tyler Guyton doing that dumb, ignorant thing, just being a rookie, which I don't understand what our offensive line coach or what's being taught in practice, or all these guys are just playing hero ball or what. But I don't like how, yeah, Terrence Steele last week trying to pick up the ball and score. This week you had Tyler Guyton trying to pick up the ball and run with it. If you're an offensive lineman, get the ball, get the F down. I, I don't understand. You won't score a touchdown. There's nothing cute about it. Sure, yeah, I know big dudes want to score touchdowns because they hardly ever touch the ball. Get the ball, get down, live to see another day. I don't know what's being taught, but when the next head coach comes in, if you're an offensive lineman and you pick up the ball after it's fumbled, if we're not in the red zone or we're not, you know, or okay, Ashton Genty fumbles at the one, you pick it up and you score, that's different. But if you backed up on your own end and you're trying to pick up the ball and run with it, where are you going? Second and forever, where are you going? Like, I need someone to be on the ASS about that, and I need somebody to, hey, you owe me a fine. The NFL is not going to fine you, but I'm going to fine you at your game check. You're getting $30,000 or whatever the case, whatever the amount that's going to hurt them the most, take that out their check for an offensive lineman who thinks they funny trying to pick up that ball and trying to go run with it. I'm not playing. This is something I'm very serious about because I don't want this happening next year. So that needs to get nipped in the bud today. I know it won't because this coaching staff doesn't care. You can tell by Bones Fossil. Bones Fossil should not have a job. Bones Fossil. What I'll do is, yeah, I'll fire Bones. Hey Bones, don't don't come to the facility next time. Don't worry about it, man. We gonna pay you for the rest of the year. You ain't coming back because Bones Fossil trying to go for it early on in the first quarter, in the first half, going for it while we were down 7-3. I want to say, or something of that magnitude. He was trying to go for it early on in the first quarter. That was ignorant and dumb. Again, somebody trying to play hero ball. Whatever, man. CeeDee Lamb had a decent game today. 8 catches, 93 yards. I have a problem with CeeDee Lamb as well. CeeDee Lamb on a bootleg later on in the game in the second half. CeeDee Lamb was running on a boot. Cooper Rush throws it a tad bit behind him. Yeah, Cooper Rush has been throwing some bad footballs, man. Like, Cooper Rush does not have a live arm, and we know that. Obviously, most backups don't have live arms. But Cooper Rush threw a ball that was it was a tad bit behind CeeDee Lamb, but I feel like CeeDee Lamb could have caught that ball and went up the field. You guys know what I'm talking about. It happened in the third quarter. I felt like CeeDee Lamb could have made that catch. He pisses me off sometimes. CeeDee Lamb does, but that's why I felt like we needed to draft Ted McMillan. That's why I felt like the wide receiver out of Arizona. That's why I felt like we needed to draft Travis Hunter out of Colorado. That's why I felt like we needed to draft Luther Burden out of Missouri, or Emeka Egbuka out of Ohio State, or get Keenan Allen, that's a free agent. I'm talking about free agents later on. Next year I'm going to talk about free agents when the season is officially over. But the only reason why I'm talking and bringing up about wide receivers is because not only don't we have any other wide receivers outside of CeeDee Lamb that can separate, but not only that, I don't like when CeeDee Lamb be BS and he be trying to do all his aura effect, like all that aura crap, man. Hey, man, that's for them. That's for the 15-year-olds, the 10-year-olds that are watching Castanet full streams every day. Like all that, trying to look pretty, all that other crap, bro. Line up. I get tired of CeeDee Lamb sometimes trying to look pretty. Line up. I need Ted McMillan. I need somebody else to come in here and put pressure on CeeDee Lamb so CeeDee Lamb can cut all that pretty stuff he tries to do when he lining up and he flicking his hair. Man, line up. Be a football player, man. He be trying me sometimes, bro. I'm not playing, bro. Like I don't care that we lost. That's why I'm not even getting upset for it. This season's already over for it. That's what I'm saying. I already know we're going to end up with a top 3 pick. I'm not even upset with that. I've already conceded that. But my point is, I'm looking at certain things. I'm looking at body languages. I'm looking at players and what they're looking like on the sideline. I need my players to be locked in the entire time. I don't care who's throwing you the football. You need to be locked in. Devontae Turpin did his thing today. 3 catches, 86 yards. He had that big touchdown in the first quarter when we were down 14-0. I was proud of that. He routed up dude and scored a touchdown. He was the fastest moving player with like 22 miles per hour this season. So I was proud of that. Luke Schoonmaker did his thing today. When he's given some opportunities in this game, every single time we throw the ball to him, he caught it. So that's a major progression. But the thing I do have to nitpick about him when he is catching the ball is that when he's catching the ball, he's fumbling with the ball. Like he's not short-handed when he's catching these passes, and I feel like that's a problem. But other than that, he did pretty good today. I can't be too upset at Luke Schoonmaker. Like I said, every single ball that he caught today, he caught. So I can't even get upset about that. Brevin Spann-Ford, solid. He did his job today. 4 catches, 42 yards, decent. And the only reason why I bring up Schoonmaker and Jalen, not Jalen Tolbert, but Schoonmaker and Brevin Spann-Ford was because Jake Ferguson went out with a concussion. Prayers up to him. He's probably not going to be able to play next week either. But he probably will be back for Thanksgiving. If he can't play versus Thanksgiving, that's fine. Season's already over. I'm not trying to get nobody hurt. It's fine the way it is. Jalen Tolbert, average, mediocre. That's why we brought in Jonathan Mingo, which I'm upset that we didn't throw the ball more to Jonathan Mingo today. And the 2 times I did see us try to throw to Jonathan Mingo, it was at his ankles when Jonathan Mingo was wide open on a post route in the fourth quarter. And then the last garbage time minutes when we were driving down the length of the field, Cooper Rush couldn't connect with Jonathan Mingo and just nowhere near, and Jonathan Mingo couldn't make a play. I need to see more improvement from Jonathan Mingo. Ryan Flournoy did his job today. He drew an illegal contact. He made some decent catches. He made that big catch across the middle of the field today. I was really proud of Ryan Flournoy as well. I'm trying to see what the other wide receivers have. I need to know what my wide receiver with the wide receivers. I was very proud of them today, including CeeDee Lamb. But like I said, CeeDee Lamb got some things I feel like he needs to get straightened up with. But I felt like we need to have a self-evaluation from wide receiver 2 to wide receiver five on this board. Whether that's looking at Jalen Tolbert, looking at Kevontae Turpin, looking at Ryan Flournoy, looking at Jonathan Mingo. We need to start looking and evaluating our wide receivers. They did healthy scratch. Dylan Brooks today, healthy scratch. That's an early indication that they're really giving up on you. Not really, but they're trying to see what these other wide receivers are getting, and you're really didn't mark your stamp on this roster for you to be like, you can't take me off this team, or whatever the case might be. So I think, of course, we're experimenting right now, and we're going to find out. Defense. The score says 34-10. Offense let up a touchdown score. But for the most part, the Houston Texans offense looked regular. And everyone talks about the Houston Texans, contender. Houston Texans look suspect. I know they didn't have Will Anderson. I know they didn't have Stephon Diggs out for the year. I know they didn't have some of their players defensively and on the offensive line. They look suspect. So, I have no animosity towards the Houston Texans. I like the Houston Texans. I like the way that they're ran. I like their coaching staff. I like their players. But that's not as strong. They're not as strong as they were last year. Like they are, they were a stronger team last year than what they are this year. They're not that good of a football team. I felt like, again, if we had better players, better quarterback, better playmakers, I felt like we could have won this game. But again, we're playing for draft picks, so I don't know if I have a draft pick this year. Trayvon Diggs, solid up and down play. Could have made some plays today on the ball, but tackling, he was pretty solid in tackling. He wasn't shying away from any tackles, from what I saw during watching the game. You'll see people break down film. Trayvon Diggs, I don't think played a terrible game. Eric Kendricks has some tackle for losses. He played solid today. Josh Butler, trash. Josh Butler, trash. Not saying him as a human being or anything like that. Just his play, trash. He wasn't good today. We gotta really hope that Kalen Carson is learning his lessons. So that's why next year he has that fire underneath him to see that if he wants to get better in this league, what he has to do. DeMarvin Overshown, 1-3-1-3. Made some plays today. He made some plays today, got some pressures, forced Cedar's try to get the ball out a little bit quicker than what he needed to do today. That was pretty much it. Malik Hooker got an interception. He played solid today at run fits. I was proud of him. Donovan Wilson did his thing today for a little bit. Asking anything of Donovan Wilson in coverage, trash. Israel Mukuamu did his job today. I was proud of him for what I saw. Mozzie Smith, he was active today in the run game. Again, trench play, secondary play, that has to be dedicated to film. But from what I saw with Mozzie Smith and really with this team overall, the Houston Texans ran for the ball for 141 yards, but I feel like, they had a big gain of 36 yards from Joe Mixon. So if you take some of the late carries that they get in the game, because, they want to bleed clock. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys did their job most parts for the run game. Their run game wasn't really burning us. What was burning us, like I said, that the Dallas Cowboys and keys of them winning was that they needed to stop Nico Collins, and Nico Collins couldn't go off. And he couldn't beat you over your head. There was a couple times that Nico Collins could have scored today. Like the first play of the game, he could have scored, but we got bailed out by a illegal man downfield. But it is what it is. Osa had a sack today. He's gonna get money in free agency. That's definitely somebody I'm going to talk about when we're talking about free agency. Should we resign him or not? Chauncey Golston, I saw, was being active today in the run game. Maris Lewis was solid. Wanye Thomas had a really great play on Dalton Schultz today, breaking up a pass. I was proud of him. Mike Parsons' pressure. And really, that's about it for the team overall. But I feel like the Dallas Cowboys need to do moving forward in terms of playing people. There's no reason why Trey Lance should not be playing. There's a couple times when you're looking at Cooper Rush where I felt like he could be throwing the ball. Like, I watched quarterback plays for most of my life. There are quarterbacks that I feel like you feel when the ball is coming out of their hands, slick with it, right? Cooper Rush feels like he's throwing a ball like a college quarterback, like who doesn't have a strong arm. He just like he's pushing the ball. He's not throwing it with any velocity. And I felt like there's a couple times when there have been some passes that are going to wide receivers twinkles because Cooper Rush can't hit nobody in the numbers most times consistently because his arm isn't really that strong. You need to put Trey Lance in. Trey Lance can bring you mobility. He can bring you a strong arm and a live arm. I just want to see some fun, man. The season's over. We're 3-7. Like I said, we're playing for a draft pick, and it's by nature we're going to play by a draft pick because of how bad and how undisciplined we are. So why not put Trey Lance in? Right? The offensive line, maybe you want to rework it. Maybe you want to put somebody at right tackle. I'm not saying Tyler Guyton. I don't want to move offensive line left and right, left and right, left and right. No. Keep offensive line where he's supposed to be. Keep him there. Don't move him. There's no need to. We're going to find out what Schoonmaker possibly is going to look like next week versus Washington because, like I said, I don't think Jake Ferguson's going to play because concussions. If you get a concussion on a game day, there's more than likely you're not going to be able to play by the time the next game comes around and we play on a short week. They want you to be at least a week out from suffering a concussion. So we're probably not going to see him until that December matchup versus the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday night. And then defensively, I need Wanye to play. I know Marquise Bell, I thought he broke his arm, but he was able to move it. So I don't know if he tore his pec or what. Prayerfully he's okay and that he can play some safety because I want to see what he looks like. You have ran through this cornerback room depth, tremendously. So there's nobody in the secondary playing cornerback wise that I need to see. Maybe you want Kalen Carson to keep having some lumps because Josh Butler was doing that, and you could have basically saved him from a roster elevation, and you could have brought up old dude, Kellen Carson. You could have had him play. Um, Defensive line wise, Mozzie Smith needs to keep playing football. And that's about it for the video. Again, the Dallas Cowboys are 3-7. Houston Texans are 7-4. They don't look too hot, even though they beat us and they blew us out today. They don't look that great to me. They don't look like a team that can compete with the Ravens, Steelers, uh, all the other contenders in the AFC. I don't feel like they can compete with them. And that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.